lesson, we're going to be looking at point in line, specifically what the action is and the appropriate situations in which you can employ it. Jason here is going to help demonstrate the action with me, but before we do that, let me talk a little bit about the action. Point in line is an offensive action. It is an attack. So you can employ it defensively as well, but what you have to remember, the consistent element in point in line is that it's a continuous line from the arm through the blade, threatening the target area. So in foil, that's going to be our torso. To make it valid, it has to threaten that area. You cannot threaten away from it in any degree. So facing the torso is the most important thing. Next is timing. If your opponent is attacking you, so if Jason's going to make a lunge at me, and my response is to execute point in line. So if you lunge, we both hit each other. I'm executing point in line, but I don't have right of way. He started the attack first, so I'm just counterattacking. For it to be point in line, I have to establish line before he starts his action. So if I extend, and he lunges now against me, we both hit, I get the point because I executed the attack first by extending my arm against the valid target area. You can also employ point in line in dynamic movement. So that means so long as I establish line first, I can advance forward with it, I can retreat with it, because the intent, so long as I threaten the target area, is clear. He's going to have to parry, take my blade, or I'm going to have to break my line for him to be able to be safe to attack me. We're going to do a demonstration now on the point in line. We're going to give 3 examples. We're going to do one static, the other one's going to be derailment or a disengagement, and the third one's going to include movement. So we're going to stand on guard here, put our masks on. And for our first example, it's going to be static. So we're both on guard. I establish point in line first, so it's a continuous line against the valid target. Jason's going to commit to a lunge. We both hit. I get the point because I established line first, so the attack is mine. Now Jason's gone wise to this, so if I do it again from a static position, I establish line. He's going to beat my blade. We both hit. He gets the point. Why? He's removing my threat. I'm no longer the attacker because he's effectively done a parry against the blade. Now for our second example, derailment or disengagement going underneath the blade, Jason is going to attempt the same action since he knows it works. So I establish line, he makes a parry. He lunges, I hit, he hits, but I get the point. The reason being is he has made a parry, doesn't find my blade as I have escaped it. Now this is very important. To make a effective point in line while disengaging, you have to still keep your point threatening the target. You cannot pull your arm back. You cannot drop the point all the way so it's no longer on the valid target. So again, if I'm threatening Jason and he does a parry and I point all the way down here and we both hit, he's going to get the point because I'm no longer going to be threatening the target. I don't have point in line. It has to be a continuous line against his valid target area. So again, if we're in that position, he makes a parry, we both hit, this is valid, so long as your point never leaves the valid area. Now for our third example, it's going to be movement. Now if we're on guard, and I establish line, Jason starts to advance and I start to retreat, and he lunges and I start moving. Some referees would be very, very certain that I'm the one getting the point here. The reason why is because I started with the threat first, and even though I'm retreating, I've never left his valid target area. So when he lunges, I get the point. He has to take the blade. Same thing is effective if I'm advancing. So if we're on guard, I do a point in line and we're advancing, and he tries to attack into it, or if I stop moving, I still get the point. So you do not lose right of way through a point in line based on movement. So if I'm advancing forward, if I'm retreating, I still have right of way so long as 1, he has not parried me, and 2, I have kept my point on the valid target. So what I'd like you to understand about point in line is that it is an offensive action, but you can use it defensively too. As you notice, I can retreat. So if Jason wants to attack me, and he doesn't start his attack, so he's advancing, and he makes a stop, I establish line, he continues to advance, I can use this to keep him farther away until he's ready to do something with my blade. It gives me time to think about an action. But at the same time, if he grows impatient and he attacks into it, I will get the point. So it's a very valuable tool to employ in your fencing room.